Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, we're doing this live. We got a legend in the house here. Bring it in, man.
Legend in my own mind.
Yeah, well, and many others as well. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to be able to do this on camera. Every time I see Chip at one of these organizations, he's always got a flock of people around him, as you should. And he's been such a leader in the world. And I'm going to start this way with you, because I don't know anything about you on this level. Where did you grow up?
Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, huh? Whereabouts?
Way out there.
On the
Way
Cape?
out there on the
Whereabouts?
outer, call it the Outer Cape, down there, you know, from Orleans, Provincetown. Lots of water everywhere.
Yeah, nice. Water and and that was a few years ago.
Oh yeah, no, I left there.
It's gotten a little bit busier over the years.
Yeah, I left there in 1982, moved to Aspen, Colorado.
So you lived on the Cape the whole time and then moved to Aspen?
High school and college on the Cape, then I went to Aspen and I decided to become got a PhD in skiing.
Yeah, that boy. Nice.
And horses too.
Oh, and I didn't know about the equestrian.
Oh yeah, no, I was major, finished her up with them. I had a beautiful thoroughbred mare. I used to ride barefoot, bareback and bitless, and it was a spiritual experience, I tell you, you know. I learned how to feel the pulse of the earth through the way of the horse.
So my daughter, we have a horse, thoroughbred mare.
Yeah, that's right.
And so my daughter's an equestrian as well. So she's a jumper.
Yeah.
My little one. And so I have had my first experience with horses. And there is a mysterious wisdom. What is that?
They will keep you honest. You know what it is?
What is it?
Lawrence, the horse came to the earth millions of years ago with a contract with the humans to carry man and woman on the earth walk, how I see it.
Yeah.
And so we have this incredibly amazing, kind of almost cosmic or spiritual connection with the horses. And
but hold on, there's for me there's like a wall. It's not like a domesticated dog will come sit. Man, they got a mind of their own and they don't react normally to the way it's not a human. But then once you get to know horses, you realize there's something much deeper.
You know what it is with the horse? The horses are congruent beings, meaning that they're herd animals, they're prey predator animals, and they're organized in a really distinct manner where everybody looks out for themselves. But there's the alpha mare and there's the herd stud, and the alpha mare is really in charge, but she kind of takes a subordinate position to the herd stud.
Kind of like humans. They're usually the ones in charge.
It's an interesting thing,
right?
you know. I watch this very carefully. But, you know, if you come into a herd of horses, you know, and you're bringing your dysfunction with you, they'll pick it up in a nanosecond. They just won't have anything to do with you. They'll bite you, kick you. But if you come in, you know, clean and clear in their field, wow. It's like it'll transform your whole life almost instantaneously. The healing that can happen, I've seen it with so many people, whether they're traumatized physically or mentally or recovering from, you know, drugs and alcohol. I mean, horses can't get a better way to hang around on the planet.
Bitless, and bareback. I
should write a book.
I like it. Do it. That's incredible.
It's a good
because
idea.
Look, I actually get that from watching my daughter. 1,300-pound powerful animal jumping as fast as you can and competing at the highest level. But that's with all the stuff.
I used to tell people, I still do, that you haven't lived until you've ridden a thoroughbred mare, you know, running as fast as she can up a grassy meadow, barefoot, bitless, and bareback, and you're just right there, one with the. I mean, it's a whole other experience on this planet. I'll tell you what.
I'm so glad we talked about that because that's deep. That's beautiful. So your connection to your earth all through your life started with the water and the sand and the Cape.
True.
And then you went obviously to another place, which is beautiful connection to the earth. A little bit different. You got some mountains.
Yeah.
And a little bit about the same tepid weather probably. But tell me. I mean, tell everybody, because if they don't know you, just tell them quickly who you are. The amazing things you've done, which I know would take 5 hours.
Well, look, I mean, I came into Aspen in '82, and I made sure I could ski fresh powder every single day it snowed. I could ski every day it snowed in the wintertime, and I made sure I did ski 100 days a year most of the time in the first, 10 or 20 years. You know, going down the untracked powder. There's something that sets your soul free when you can do that, and you get to the higher levels of, being able to actually ski at that level. But then I realized at the turn of the century that I had really already a full life. I was a young man, relatively speaking, at that point, 45 years old. And I realized that there was something missing and I had to, give back. And so that's when I began to, I had started a film company and I was working with the Indigenous people making movies about renewable energy, mostly wind, big wind. I did a series of 3 films called Native Wind, Wind Powering Native America, Native Wind Powering America, and they went around pretty well, but really held the indigenous values. And that's what led me to forming the American Renewable Energy Day in 2004, or our day, known as our day. And you came to our day.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, I was still kind of finding my way around, even though I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I knew about you guys, and you were gracious enough to have me out there. And was it Aspen, I think? And
yeah, it was Aspen, Snowmass.
Yeah, and had me do a little speaking, which is wonderful.
Yeah, we had a pretty good run.
great.
I mean, we had a lot of high-level folks. I mean, Jimmy Carter came in 2014, and Kevin Rudd in 15. Olafur Grimsson was the president of Iceland in 16, but Ted Turner came 5 times. T. Boone Pickens came 5 times. Senators, governors, congressmen, heads of industry. James Cameron was there the year that Avatar was, in the movie theater across the street. It was like, pretty cool. But all that...
Talk about a visionary, man.
Wow.
Cool.
I mean, when I saw that movie, I went, I got to have him come to our day because,
that's it, right?
The indigenous people, the planet, the whole
deal.
The Navi, a Pandora, the whole metaphor of what we're doing to this Mother Earth of ours. And anyway, so Jim and I became friends. And so my point is that, we're still in that space with the American Renewable Energy Institute, which was founded out of that whole process. And then just recently, we moved into a new space called the American Energy Initiative, which takes that to the next level because, instead of waiting around for the world to be run on hydrogen or any of the new breakthrough.
We talked about earlier, right? Which
technologies.
It's coming,
but we need something. We need to convert it from the system that's existing now.
Yeah.
We don't have 20 years to wait for the changeover, right? So that's why we're focusing now on the high voltage direct current supergrid, which would allow us to decarbonize the planet's biosphere in time, but we still have to do it. We can't just talk about it, we got to do it. But that means we want to replace all of the overhead transmission and bury the transmission down this country's interstate highway system. And also
change the whole grid.
We want to put it down the rail
corridors.
corridors.
Which, number 1, is vulnerable as hell.
We want to bury
as
it.
part of burying it, are you going to change the vulnerability from, because that's a big issue.
Yeah, Lawrence, I mean, it hits it in 3 ways, okay? It takes care of the terrorist attacks that could take us out.
Which is what I was talking about.
It takes care of the climate attacks, which do take us out, fire, flood, drought, right? All that stuff that can impact electricity distribution. And then the third thing it does is it takes care of the NIMBYs that don't want to see it going over their house. And that's actually what stops the expansion of the AC grid, mostly. New transmission line. Nobody wants it in their backyard.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is there any level of efficiency of transition of energy underneath versus above? I would imagine there could be.
There is. It's more
minimal?
expensive to bury it underneath, but it's much more efficient. There's much less line loss.
Okay.
We go from an AC to a DC, so direct current becomes the actual methodology, which is much more powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can direct it, and not only that, but when you bury the transmission lines, you can also put other cable in there at the same time, not just fiber optics, but
right?
all of the things. We can run it with AI so that it's instantaneously,
right.
yeah. But we're up against an entrenched interests of those who want to keep it the way that it is, and so it's still fighting the good fight, and it's the one that needs to be addressed, decarbonizing the biosphere so our kids and their kids can actually have a world that's worth living in like you and me.
Yeah, and starting to move away from this level of consciousness of talking about how, our world, our world, we're of it, we don't own it. And that whole extractive kind of mentality, right?
Everything that you see here is from Mother Earth. Every single thing, everything. This thing, that's from Mother Earth, okay? All of it. And so what we've got to do is remember that, Mother Earth gives life to all of us, and we have to, have reciprocity. We have to acknowledge and give back to her as she gives to us. And so what does that mean? It means that we have to, begin to appreciate the gift of our lives, the gift of life itself. And it's not just our own personal lives, but it's all life, and be able to honor that.
I was just hanging out with our mutual dear friend and brother, Mendahi, and talking about, the energy of that consciousness of, greeting your mother with love. It's a visceral feeling. It's, the where we've come to be domesticated and entrained into saying it's this versus that, not just separate from us. It's whole opposite, which original peoples and indigenous wisdom know, and some of us have been blessed enough to experience, is that it's not a thought. It's our mother, and we are one, and it is us. And greeting, just like you would greet your mother with love, and how your mother greets us with love. And then it becomes distant from the temporal, and it makes it more visceral. So that's, why would I hurt you because it's hurting me? Right, Chip?
I totally, concur. Mendahi is one of my mentors, and I love the fact that, he and I can spend so much time together running around the planet doing stuff like this, and that his daughter has, been able to have her voice heard, that she received.
For those of you, Shie, you guys know her from my relationship with Shie too, and some of the stuff we've done on film, so she's a rock star.
Incredible. I met her in 2016 when she was a senior in high school. She was sitting in front of the UN holding up a Fridays for Future sign. She was organizing a march. We put her on the Our Day stage with Tom Steyer and some of the other big shots. And she went and did that march, and she met Greta.
That's when I met her first, yeah.
Greta passed her the torch, and she took it. And now she's been to the UN numerous times.
We had her at the World Bank right after that. I had her out there for the
Clinton
World
Global
Academy,
Initiative, Bloomberg, all the guys.
Special, yeah.
She's really one of the leading climate voices on the planet Earth. TED Talks, the whole, and so. It's amazing to have Greta kind of pass the torch to an indigenous woman. That's what I think is incredible. Yeah. When Greta was already at that height. And, so anyways, it continues, but these kids grow up. She is now 24, and the global youth movement is turning into the global young adult movement, and now the new youth are coming in, and people like you and I are aging out, but, we have to make room and support the next gen that's coming along.
All right, so we got to wrap. Give a message to the next gen, Chip. We've glossed over a few things about you, but you've done amazing things in this world, and I am personally on camera wanted to bless you for all of the beauty you've done in the world and all the fighting, and it's not been easy sometimes, and I really appreciate you for all you've done and will continue to do. And I want you to give a message to the next generation.
The message that I have today is that we can fix everything. And the world is a better place because you're in it. And that's a really important meditation for all of us every morning, to wake up and say the world is a better place, and then put your name in there because I am in it. And if we really believe that, and we really learn to love the Mother Earth, and we really learn to love ourselves, then we're going to spread that energy out into the world. And that's really, I think, what, conscious capitalism or any other ism actually is understanding that piece. Technically, we know how to fix the problem, and we are doing it. So just remember, it matters what you do every single day, and you need to get out there and do it.
Thanks, Chip. You're the man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.